Saturday, December 28th, the Bronx becomes a winter football land when the Big Ten and the ACC meet up in the 2024 Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. The Nebraska Cornhuskers making their first bowl appearance since 2016 against the Boston College Eagles, who are making their third appearance in the Pinstripe Bowl. They're still looking for their first win. Will the third time be the charm? We'll find out Saturday, December 28th at noon on ABC. Time now to hand things over to Michael Margolis, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl head of media relations, for some media Q&A. Michael?
Thank you, Chris. We will get going right away, and we will start with Nathan Macaborski from Yankees Magazine.
Thanks, Michael. Coach Rhule, Coach O'Brien, thank you both for the time today. Given the fan bases for your respective schools and the alumni here in New York City, we know that there's going to be plenty of diehard fans in the stands on December 28th. But for the more, maybe casual fan who's just curious to come to Yankee Stadium and see a bowl game, how would you kind of, sell them on your team? What can they kind of expect out of your squad if they're not as familiar?
Who do you want to go first?
I was going to defer to you, Coach.
Thank you, Matt. I think we're a team that plays hard. We play tough. We realize the challenge and that we have in playing the University of Nebraska. We just are very excited to be in the bowl. We're very excited to have the opportunity to gain some more practice sessions, to keep developing this program. We're excited about, traveling to New York City. I'm excited about seeing Coach Rhule. Haven't seen him in a long time. And so, relative to our football team, we're going to show up and play. These guys play hard. They care about Boston College. They care about their teammates. And, we're looking forward to the game.
I think to echo that, I think, people that are thinking about, coming and watching the game, trying to make that decision. I think you're going to see two teams, because I have great respect for Coach, and I've watched his team. Two teams that love to play the game. They're physical. They're going to compete. This is going to be one of those games where both sides show up. And I think isn't that what we all want when we watch a ball game? We want to see people that want to play the game and play it the right way. And it'll be, like my wife said, and I say this like when it was Coach O'Brien in Boston College, like what a classy team, what a classy coach. Our family's connections to Boston College, being the head coach at Temple, coaching at the Giants, which is obviously a lot of the Mara family are Boston College people. Ed Foley's on our staff, who's, my brother Glenn was the quarterback at Boston College, whose dad was there. I worked for Al Gold. So the ties to Boston College for us are great. And so to me, these are two iconic brands, in today's college football, two classy organizations. I think people will see a great, great football game.
Thank you. We'll take the next one from Robin Washut from Husker Online.
Hey, Coach O'Brien, you're going to have a familiar face on the other sideline with John Butler, who's going to be the defensive coordinator, at least for this bowl game. Going back to 2013, what do you remember from your experience working with him, and what kind of defense can Nebraska fans expect in this bowl game from a John Butler defense?
Yeah, John's a very bright guy. Did a good job for me at Penn State and at the Houston Texans. Great knowledge of the game. They're going to, like Coach Rhule just said, they're going to be a very tough unit, very physical. You better be ready for, a lot of different looks, a lot of different, things that he can throw at you. And, he has great background since he worked for me, working for, obviously the Buffalo Bills and Sean McDermott, and now at University of Nebraska. So big challenge for us. And, we like I said, we're excited about it. We're very thrilled to be in this bowl, and just looking forward to the opportunity, looking forward to the game preparation, and then looking forward to, going against the University of Nebraska. Like for me, I coached at Penn State, and I know Matt went to Penn State, and playing the University of Nebraska is an honor, because when I was at Penn State, we played them at Nebraska, we played them at Happy Valley, had two really tough games, didn't win either one of them. But just, that's what Nebraska football is. And Coach Rhule's carried that tradition on. They're very tough, very physical, and I'm sure we can expect that from their defense.
We'll take the next question from Tiffany Williams from News Talk New England.
So congratulations to both coaches. There's a lot of physical preparedness that goes into this. What is the mental preparedness from both teams? You guys hear me?
I'm sorry. I think for us, I think we started bowl prep last week. We started practicing last week. As Coach said earlier, this is an opportunity for our team to move forward. Once we knew it was Boston College on Sunday, now we've begun prep for them. And so, I think, mentally for us, our guys will be prepared. This is an opportunity to, we made some coaching changes. We've had some coaching changes. So it's an opportunity for our guys to really get familiar with the kind of what we're going to do and ask them to do versus the opponent. And so we're already in it. In fact, I left practice to come in and do this, and I can hear them blowing the whistles outside. So, we're full steam ahead for this.
Yeah, I would say very similar thoughts on that. I look at this in many ways for us at BC as this is, the 2025 Boston College team. There's a lot of guys that'll be playing in this game that will, hopefully be playing for us next year. So, these guys have a great opportunity. I told them this morning in the team meeting, we practiced this morning, and, I told them in the team meeting, there's only, I think, 9 teams in the history of college football that have 900 plus wins. You're talking about Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, you've got University of Nebraska. It's a great opportunity. And for a lot of these guys who, are playing in this game for Boston College, man, it's a great opportunity to go out and play as good as you can play against a really good Big Ten opponent. So I just mental preparation. I mean, if you can't get up to playing a game like this, I think for our guys, I don't know, you might want to check yourself out a little bit.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Saurabh Gokarn from The Heights.
Hey Blake, 7-5 regular season, the Pinstripe Bowl with a chance at 8. What does that mean to you, the program, and how do you assess year one under Coach O'Brien?
Well, I think it was a great first year, and so to be 7-5, to finish the way that we did, have this opportunity to play a storied program like Nebraska. We're building this. Coach O'Brien is building it, and I'm going to continue to do everything I need to do from my position to give him support that he needs to have this program be one that everyone who has an association with Boston College can be proud of. And I think we saw that on the field all 12 weeks this year, and looking forward to a game on December 28th at noon against a great University of Nebraska team.
We'll take the next one from Clayton Collier from Omaha, NBC.
Hey, Matt, I just wanted to ask when you had the opportunity, when you found out that you were going to be in the Pinstripe Bowl, what was your reaction from your parents, and just kind of with your upbringing, what kind of moment is this for you and your family?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that. My parents live in Omaha now. My sister just moved from Brooklyn to North Jersey a couple of years ago, but she works in the city. My dad was a minister at the Times Church, the Lamb's Church in Times Square, and then he was also a teacher, first at Calhoun on the Upper West Side, and then at Fieldston. And then my mom was sort of like a outreach social worker for people, and she worked down on the Lower East Side. So for all of us, it's a chance to reconnect with friends. I grew up kind of in Park Slope, then 32nd and 2nd, when I lived over on Roosevelt Island. So I had all my buddies from Roosevelt Island hit me up. Are you coming over? Are you gonna, what are we gonna do? So we love the city. It's home. It's been home for a long time. We love the people that are there. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for my parents. It'll be fun for obviously to see my sister. But it'll be fun for my wife and I and our kids, because, as I said, in that time when I was out at Carolina and before I took the job at Nebraska, we brought our kids to the city, and in our profession, you don't get a chance to do that, right? And we did the Rockettes, we did the Lion King, we did Serendipity for the Frozen Hot, all the things that I grew up doing. I had a chance to share with my kids, and so now for our staff to share it with their kids, and really for our players, like I had Cam Lenhart, who's from Staten Island via IMG. I had him get up and explain to the guys just how much fun this would be. Just just walking around the streets of New York. So it's a special kind of full circle moment for us. And when I talked to Mark the other day, when we talked to John Mosley, just made sure we conveyed that. I don't want to make it about us, but our family, but we are very, very, very excited.
We'll take the next question from Trevor Haas at Boston College.
Sticking on the theme of families, just a question for Bill. What was your reaction when your family's reaction when they found out they're going to enemy territory, Yankee Stadium? How did they react to that?
Yeah, we're all Yankee fans right now, Trevor. I can promise you that. We're excited. I mean, for my family and I to be able to have a chance to, kind of what Coach Rhule just said, like spend Christmas in New York City. I mean, that's a pretty cool opportunity for all these guys on our team, for the coaches and their families, the staff and their families. So we're excited. When we beat Pitt, we were looking at where we could possibly go. There was no doubt in our mind relative to BC, and Blake James did a great job with this. Was that we wanted to play in this bowl because such a opportunity to go play in New York City, which is a place where we have a lot of alums and a lot of support, and then play in Yankee Stadium. Like I said, I told the team today, I mean, what a great opportunity. And then obviously, my thing about these bowls is this is my first bowl. I've never been to a bowl game as a head coach. I've been to several bowl games, but not as a head coach. When I was at Penn State, we were on double secret probation. We couldn't go to a bowl. So, we to be able to go to a bowl now and play an opponent like Nebraska, I think that was the big thing for us. Like, could we play a great legendary program? And when we found out it was Nebraska, we were all very excited about the opportunity to go up against a program like that in Yankee Stadium, around Christmas time. I mean, it's a very, very cool opportunity.
We'll take the next question from Evan Bland from the Omaha World Herald.
Hey, this is for both coaches. I mean, the portal's open right now. You both have players that are going to be turned into NFL careers. How do you navigate that here in the bowl season? Do either of you guys have guys that are set to transfer who might participate, opt-outs? Kind of how's that looking for you guys here this month?
I can start that for you, Coach. I have a few things to say about that. Look, our team is, sticking together. I'm not going to get into who's doing what and all that, but just again, who makes these rules? Who opens the portal during the bowl season when, I don't understand that. Like the portal should be open after the bowl season. But, that's just one man's opinion. Look, for us at Boston College, we're trying to build a program where, you really want to be here. You're coming to Boston College to play for a coaching staff that, can develop you, and you can get an unbelievable education at a place that really does an unbelievable job of giving back to the community. So, it's a unique place. We got hired in February. We haven't even been here a full year, and we're going to keep, like Blake said, keep trying to build it the right way relative to Boston College. But the whole portal and things like that. And, I could sit here for hours. I'm sure I don't want to speak for Coach Rhule at all, but I don't know, you're trying to keep your team together, get them ready to play a game, but now the portal pops open. But it is part of the deal. It is the system that we live in, and we deal with it every day, and we do the best we can.
Evan, I'll answer that question. I do want to say one thing. I've got, we have a unique situation here in that we had 150 guys to start the year, and so then we signed 20 guys in our class, which puts us at 170. So, you lose 30 guys, it puts you back at 140, and then you have to get to 105. So we've got maybe 30 to 40 kids who walked on here, who paid their own way to come to the University of Nebraska because they love it. And they love what it means to be a Cornhusker. They want to be on this football team in whatever role. And many of them moving forward will not be able to because, as Coach O'Brien mentioned, some new rules. And I think, as we all know, when something's meant to benefit some, it usually benefits the upper 10%, and then there's a lot of collateral damage. So we have a bunch of kids that don't know where they're going to be in the future. They don't have a place to go, and yet they still want to go be a part of this bowl because they love their team. They love Nebraska. So, we live in a day, and obviously our fan base is very excited about Nebraska, and you guys cover them really well. But we cover a lot of the stories like, hey, this one guy left. Well, I'd like to think about the 50 guys that instead of going on official visits right now to find a place, they're sticking around to just go be a part of something that hasn't happened since 2016. And this will be the last time many of these guys ever get a chance to put on that helmet. And so when we talk about gratitude, this is probably, I've been to some bowls before. It's probably the most grateful I've ever been for a bowl. And I think about those kids that are there. I don't foresee anybody, necessarily maybe, each kid will be a little bit different. And I think everything's fluid, right? We have agents now, there was never an agent in college football legally. Now everyone has agents and things like that. So we'll deal with each kid as they come. But I think Coach O'Brien said it best. For us, this is a celebration from last year, but it's also a great start to next year. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the opportunity a lot of guys get. But I don't want us ever to forget, Nebraska is the walk-on program. And that's in many ways coming to an end. And this is really the last game for a lot of these kids. And so it will mean a ton to me to be out there on the field with those guys. And I prefer to think about that than the one or two kids maybe that might leave that we'd like to stay. There's a lot of kids that want to be here.
Can I add to that? I think you have two head coaches on the call here that, have put a lot of time into this profession and, don't want to really speak for Coach, but I will to say that Coach Rhule is a very accomplished coach. You're talking about an NFL head coach, a guy that's resurrected programs wherever he's been. And when he talks about the 105, like I said to our team this morning that one of the many things that University of Nebraska is known for is an incredible walk-on program. I think they called them the black shirts back in the day when Coach Osborne was there. And the 105 rule might be the most ridiculous rule, in my opinion. When I went to Penn State, the way that we kept the team together was with walk-ons. We have a couple walk-ons from Penn State that were with me there. They're coming to visit us this weekend to watch us practice. The walk-ons are the heart and soul of college football. And so like a guy pays, whatever he pays to come to Boston College to get a great education and says, I don't want to play football. Our captain, Joe Marinaro, special teams captain, he was a walk-on that I awarded a scholarship to this fall. He was a walk-on for 4 years. So we don't have 150 like Matt does, but we have 120. So at some point in time, we've got to cut down. We have to cut 15 kids to get to 105. That makes no sense to me. I don't know who makes those rules, but I would certainly love to sit down with them and discuss like how important the walk-ons are to college football.
We'll take the next question from Mac Hutchinson from Eagles Daily.
Appreciate the time, coaches. I kind of have a follow-up inevitable question for Coach Matt Rhule. There have been rumors this week about Dylan Raiola potentially entering the transfer portal. Just wondering, are you able to confirm that Dylan will be playing in the Pinstripe Bowl later this month?
He's at practice right now, going through the game plan. So, again, I think this press conference is really more for the teams. I don't speak for our players. I know he put a message out last night. So I think there's always going to be rumors. I don't deal in rumors. I deal in facts. So, he's here. He's with us. He's been all in for us. He's a good enough player that every school in the country should probably come try to recruit him. And, that's the world we live in now. But like I said, I think he's out there right now. And this game will be more than about just one guy. It'll be about our whole team. And excited to see, the way that he plays.
Appreciate it, Coach.
We'll take the next one from Matt Sotil from KETV Omaha.
Good morning, guys. My question comes in for Troy Dannen. Troy, it's been a little while for this university in this position. How is it working for you guys from a logistics perspective in terms of the band, the cheerleaders, getting everyone to New York and how that's being financed?
Well, I think, even though maybe it's been a little bit for Nebraska, there was a plan in place here. And obviously I and my lieutenants have been at places where we've been through this before. So, the logistics, we're not reinventing any wheels. So we've got the band set. I think we'll have probably 150 band members there. We've the cheerleaders. It's not a bus trip. It's a little different. So tracking down airplanes and getting people halfway across the country. But as has been said about the student athletes that are in the game, it's also going to be a neat experience for everybody else that gets to be a part of this. the band, for Pete's sakes, is going to be on the field in Yankee Stadium. Who would have ever imagined when you signed up as a freshman to be in the band at the University of Nebraska that this is something you get to do in your career? So the opportunity here goes well beyond just the student athletes.
We'll take the next one from Alex Hemeke from centralnebraskatoday.com.
Questions primarily for Coach Rhule, Coach O'Brien. I don't know if this entirely applies to you. Emmett Johnson entered the portal, then withdrew from the portal. How does that affect your game plan going into, the weeks to come? As a guy might, jump into the portal, then, decide to jump back out. Primarily, again, for Coach Rhule, Coach O'Brien. I don't know entirely whether this fully applies to you. I haven't checked out, see if anybody's withdrawn from your portal yet from your team yet.
Yeah, and in full disclosure, the portal wasn't open till Monday. So just sort of like, as people go through the post-season process, there's all different kinds of emotions and decisions and pain points and sticking points and financial points and, how am I going to be used? And, I think it's different in every area. So, and, just like for me as a head coach, I do that with my staff. I have staff that all trying to figure out, what are my opportunities? But, so I think, we go out every day and, we coach the players that are out there for that day. And if a guy's got a class, then we don't coach him. If a guy's sick, we don't coach him. If a guy's decided that he might want to leave, we don't coach him. I have a unique perspective, and then I have these conversations with a lot of these guys. There's a lot of pressure on a lot of players. There's a lot of, there's a lot that's there. But we love Emmett. He's a great player in his heart. He's always wanted to be a Husker. I think it's been good for all of us just to kind of get through the season, to take the weekend off, and here we are. And again, there's going to be all kinds of questions and conjecture. We need 11 guys on offense. We need 11 guys on defense. We need 11 guys on special teams, and we still have about 130 some guys on the roster. So we're going to bring a big group to New York. Dana's brilliant. Dana will game plan. He'll have it ready. But I know Emmett will be a big part of that game plan. And I do want to say this, Ramir Johnson has given 6 years to this program, a ton of injuries. I think one of the things that we're all excited about is, he's obviously, grew up in Harlem. I think we're all excited to watch, send him off at home. So, and I know Emmett's excited about that. So, yeah, I'm not giving you a great answer other than this, it's just kind of very stoic time, just like I can't complain about the portal and then recruit it. So I'm with Bill. The timing's a little off, but we're going to recruit the heck out of the portal, and we're going to, the guys that need to be here will be here.
We'll take the next question from John Schwartz from Yankees Magazine.
Hi, everyone. Obviously, Mark went through all the activities that are planned for you all. Memorably, a few years back, Steve Adazio with Boston College said that he was coming to New York to look for a meaningful meatball. I'm wondering, besides for the stuff on the official itinerary, what maybe you want to do if you get some time to sneak away in New York a little bit?
Obviously, you can tell by this FaceTime or whatever we call this Zoom that I'm looking forward to eating. I enjoy eating, so I know the restaurants and all those things are great, and I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Yankee Stadium. I'm looking forward to Radio City Music Hall. I think New York City is just obviously one of the greatest cities in the world, and to be able to take our team there, and the staff and the support staff and the administration, I think it's just it's going to be a cool 4 or 5 days, whatever it is, in New York City. I'm looking forward to the whole thing.
Yeah, I think first of all, I'm excited to take my daughter. My daughters are 9 and 12. My son's 20, but my daughters are 9. They've never been to Roosevelt Island, where I grew up. So I'm excited to take them on the tram and take them back to, where I went to school and where I did things. So that'll be fun for me. I'm excited to find a nice Christmas Eve Feast of Seven Fishes type deal. Like where else can you do that better than in New York? So I'm sure my wife's got some reservations, and I'm excited to see the bill every night from my wife and my daughters when they go out shopping every day. So, Coach O'Brien, you and I can maybe we should play this game for the other guy has to pay for whatever the bill is.
Split the bill. Split the shopping bill. I forgot about that.
That's right. The American Girl Star has seen nothing like Vivian Leona. So,
As a reminder to media, please use the raise hand function if you'd like to ask a question. We'll take the next one from Jake Bartecki.
Yeah, Matt had kind of alluded to this, Troy and Coach Rhule, but it's been a while since Nebraska's fans have been to a bowl game. Kind of from the alumni and the donors side, how much excitement have you guys kind of heard about not just getting to a bowl game, but to play in this bowl game specifically?
Go ahead, Troy.
Well, we just put tickets out. We haven't gotten to outside of our donor base yet, but just the first tier of donors. I think we sold about 3,000 tickets in the first day. So there is a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and it goes back to, and we've said this over and over again on this call, but there is something special about the holidays in New York City, and we've got enough natives, we've got enough folks who spent time in New York that if you will, spreading the word throughout our fan base. And we've talked a lot. There's a lot of options for them. Whether it's Midtown Manhattan or whether they want to go across the river. Which is probably even closer to Yankee Stadium. Just so many options, and so many things to experience. I've had people whose bucket list is to get to the Garden on Christmas Day. They watch that basketball game year after year after year. Now they have a chance to go to the Garden on Christmas Day and watch a basketball game. So there's just so many things that I think when you're, my daughter lives on 80th Street in Manhattan, and there are things you take for granted when you're there that the people who don't get to be there regularly just can't wait to take part in.
We'll go back to Evan Bland from the Omaha World Herald.
Hey, Matt, you mentioned earlier talking with the son of Bob Devaney about the 1962 Gotham Bowl. Can you just kind of share what his insights were on that, and maybe anything else that you've learned about the significance of that bowl as it kind of helped propel the program forward?
Well, Bob's son Mike has been a tremendous supporter, just personally. Just a guy that with a message, a good word. Telling stories about his dad. He actually told the story that there was a newspaper strike at the time. So word maybe wasn't out. There wasn't, a bunch of people didn't know about the game. They got there and it was really, really, really cold. And he said, Coach Devaney told everybody, said, hey, knock them down on the first play and let's try to make these guys not want to play this game. So, I knew that when I first took the job. I knew that was the first bowl game that he played. And so for me, as I've said, this is, since I was at Temple, this has been a bowl game that I've always said, hey, what an experience, for our team and for me. I'm even being on the Yes Network. One of the people that hired me and was one of my great supporters at Temple was a man named Lewis Katz, and his son Drew Katz, I call one of my best friends to this day, who part owner of the Yankees, on the Nets and Devils, and helped start the Yes Network, or started the Yes Network. So there's a lot of full circle moments, and so to tie that in with Coach Devaney, was really cool, because we believe that we're here for something really special at Nebraska, and we are trying to kind of had to dig our way out of this drought, and to have it start and have it be the same place that Coach Devaney started is really cool, and we look forward to following in his footsteps with some other things moving forward.
And we'll take our final question of the morning from Nathan Macaborski from Yankees Magazine.
I just wanted to ask both coaches about Yankee Stadium itself. Coach O'Brien, you said you were looking forward to coming here. I was wondering if you had ever been here before, or if this will be your first time. And then Coach Rhule, I know you kind of alluded to the fact that you came here as a youngster. I was wondering, what memories you might have of Yankee Stadium from back in the day.
Yeah, I have not been to Yankee Stadium ever. And we have a guy on the staff who's one of my closest friends named Doug Marone, who grew up in the Bronx, is probably one of the top 5 biggest Yankee fans of all time. So nobody's more excited than him for me to be able to come and see this stadium where so many, legendary players, legendary games have been played. I think that, I have a little bit of a baseball family. My youngest son plays baseball at Tufts. He's a lefty pitcher across the city here in Medford. and he is so excited to be in Yankee Stadium and to watch this game. And I think there's a reception at Yankee Stadium when we first get there and things like that. So I'm just thrilled to be able to be in this stadium, to be able to coach a football game in this stadium. I can't wait. I've never seen it. I've driven by it several times, but never been in it, and just really looking forward to it.
Yeah, part of my upbringing growing up on Roosevelt Island, like I said, was, taking the subway up to Yankee Stadium and watching games and, watching, Dave Winfield, watching Don Mattingly, watching those, iconic heroes. And, so yeah, this will be something, I grew up going to old Yankee Stadium. And when I was an assistant coach with the Giants, had a chance to go over and see new Yankee Stadium and see, go to a game there. So had many opportunities to be there in my life. It's really a special part of me growing up, and I just can't wait to share it with my kids and my team.